Screw up a one-star funeral.
Call the regular city council meeting Wednesday, October 31st, 2012 to order. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Alderman Putoff.
Here.
Mankiewicz.
Here.
Ferrari.
Here.
Waldorf. Makoshius.
Here.
Perez.
Here.
Radke.
Here.
Mazak.
Here.
Mayor Harrell.
Here. Pledge of allegiance. Okay, do we have any public comment? Okay, we'll go to committee reports. Council and Finance, Alderman Putoff, Alderman Radke.
Yes, Your Honor. We have tonight on the agenda the approval to approve an upgrade for training for Laserfish software through MCCI in the amount of $7,908. If Clerk Bartley could just give us a few seconds to inform the council and general public of what Laserfish software provides for the city.
Yeah, the Laserfish software is an archiving software. We currently own a program that's become obsolete. It needs to be updated. It'll offer us some more flexibility, and we log in all of our ordinances, minutes, and agendas as a minimum, dating back to the beginning of the city records, and then you have the ability to search all of those records with keywords or key phrases or names or topics, and then it'll bring up the information for you. So it's a way to archive the records more efficiently and keep them up to date.
So tonight I'd like to make a motion. Is there any further questions? Excuse me. Is there any other questions about the software? Okay, I will make a motion tonight to approve the upgrade for the Laserfish software for the amount of $7,908.
Second.
Been a motion by Alderman Putoff, second by Alderman Radke to approve upgrade and training for Laserfish software through MCCI in the amount of $7,908. Is there any discussion? Now have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Makoshius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
In addition, Your Honor and Council, some of the other discussion points tonight at the Finance Committee, the one discussion point came up is the city did receive their renewal package for the health insurance. That renewal package was up about, or the original price was up about 19.5%. We will get another price probably within a few weeks to see if there's any percentage as far as savings in regard to our current carrier. So what we will be doing, and hopefully saving the city some money, is the bid packages for the employee health insurance will be available beginning tomorrow, and that will be available through Kim Reese. We will put that out that the bids will be due November 28th. Any questions in regards to the health insurance renewals or the bidding process? Yeah, just to give you a little bit of a value increase of 19.32%, that comes out to almost a $200,000 increase in premiums for our health insurance. So, that is a great deal of money, and we're looking at proposals to save money and, of course, protect our employees. Also, the renewal package has come out for the workers' comp, casualty, and property insurance, and that has about a 4% increase overall. It was discussed at the Finance Committee, and we will be throwing those out for bids or getting some proposals for that. Again, it's a pretty difficult market when you're discussing casualty, property, and workman's comp from our city entity. We hope there are other carriers out there. What we have found in the past is that the IML risk management group has been one of the few carriers that carries cities of our size. but we will research to save the city money for that. In addition to that, we also discussed the tax levy. We all are in preliminary discussions. We're waiting from the assessment from the county to see what current property values are in Peru before we proceed with that. The library has sent us a letter to the city of Peru requesting that their tax levy be increased 12.47%. We will review the tax levy again with assessments, update the council on that. I guess what we would probably look for is a motion tonight for the packages to be available November 1st for the health insurance proposals.
I'll second that.
Are we gonna put an ad in the paper, Alderman?
We will.
There should be an ad in the paper tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess there won't be a motion needed, but if the council does agree with that, we will put it up because we're not awarding any bid, but it's something we're looking into. Anything else, Alderman Radke, we failed to touch on? Thank you.
Okay, Public Works, Alderman Waldorf, Alderman Lukosius.
Yes, Your Honor. First thing I would like to have on the agenda for Monday is a stop sign at 26th and Pulaski Street, north and south.
I'll second that. Or, I don't know if we need a second for that.
We'll just put it on the agenda.
That's all we have for Public Works.
Just adding to that real quick, Your Honors, we had the chief do a study of it, and some neighbors that requested one there, so Alderman Radke and I got together, and we talked with Alderman Waldorf and Alderman Lukosius, and
Yeah, I knew that you went through committee and everything, and so it was, all right. Anything else, Public Works? Public Health and Safety, Alderman Ferrari, Alderman Perez.
Chief Burnaby, anything?
Nothing this evening.
I have nothing under police.
Your Honor, just to make a note, Chief King said he couldn't make it to this evening. It's a busy time of the year for them, so hopefully maybe next week he can make it to our committee meeting, which we'll be scheduling a committee meeting for Monday at 6:30. I have no fire report at this time. However, I would like to ask the council to consider a public safety service announcements for our community. I don't know how I got put on the list for the city of LaSalle, but I've received a couple of phone calls regarding, today was a boil order, and for a water main break, and I thought that was kind of neat. It goes out to the citizens of, evidently, of Peru and LaSalle, and I was wondering if we could look into doing something like that. I think it would be very beneficial for the city.
We do have it, Alderman.
Do we?
That call went out today under Code Red. Code Red is something we started in Peru and invited the city of LaSalle, Oglesby, Utica, and Spring Valley to join us. So it's we have the contract with the city, and then they share, all these towns share in the cost on a per capita basis. We found it was more inexpensive for everybody to do one big Code Red program. And when you log in, the 5 communities have various people that have login privileges to activate a call. And I think what happened today is instead of selecting call everybody in LaSalle, the wrong button was clicked, call everybody in the database. So calls went out to all 5 communities when I think their intent was to just call the city of LaSalle. We do have that same capability, and our Public Works and Test folks know that if we had a citywide situation, like, or almost a citywide situation where you couldn't go door to door and red tag homes, that we would activate Code Red on a moment's notice. So we do have that in 4 or 5 years since we've had that.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard that go off before for the city of Peru, and we've had water breaks, so I thought maybe that would be something good to do.
Yeah, we've only done a couple, I think, on water breaks, but what you do is, in a case like LaSalle today, it was easier because it was such a widespread area. They intended on doing the LaSalle database. Again, I think they hit the wrong button and hit the entire database. But we can go in and just color code a particular section. So let's say you just wanted to call the people west of Church Street with a stroke of the pen, so to speak, on the map that we have in the office on the computer. I could actually do it from a telephone. You can just say, call everybody in that particular area. So depending on how big of a situation, you wouldn't necessarily call everybody citywide. If you're only talking, the southwest side of town, you obviously wouldn't call everybody. And we've also used it on several emergency situations, primarily weather. But it can be used really for anything that we choose to use it for. The danger of using it for non-emergency type situations is if you use it too much for non-emergency type situations, people are going to click it off and they're not going to listen to the message when it might be an emergency situation. So there's a fine line. But we can use it for water breaks and that sort of thing.
Is our contract still, though, there's so many calls under the contract and then it's extra?
Right. The contract for the 5 communities is 50,000 minutes, okay? Today I looked it up in the computer later this afternoon just to see what they had, and I think they attempted 15,000 telephone calls in the database. That's what the 5 communities have. And, oh gosh, I think it was, 7,000 minutes or something, because they were about a 30-second message. So what we do is any community can use up to 50,000 minutes. If we go over the 50,000 minutes, then we go back to each community and say, well, you used more than what was your general allocation, and that sort of thing. So we, all 5 communities are renewing it for next year. We have it in our budget each year. We get the bill, we pay it through our contract, and then Dave invoices them, and I gave him all that information a few days ago.
Great, thank you. I have nothing further under public health and safety.
Public property, Alderman Ankewicz, Alderman Mazak.
Yes, Your Honor. There's going to be a public property meeting 6:30 on Monday, November the 5th. Topics for discussion will be the disposal of our public property that's in excess. And I know Mr. Heil is working on that as we speak. You want to update us on how far you've gotten?
No, in fact, the list that was handed out prior to is really basically all-inclusive. The only thing that I know of that we picked up since that list was prepared would have been Buffalo. So I think that the list that you have, Bob, should be very good. Okay,
and then the property that we disposed of to the YMCA, didn't we?
That's the only disposal.
And pickleball will be the other topic. We're going to discuss the procedures on the disposal of the public property. Hopefully we'll be able to get with corporate counsel Friday / Monday to discuss it, and he can make it at 6:30 on Monday night. That's all I have. Alderman Mazak?
I have nothing.
A third topic, I guess I almost forgot, was the TIPS meeting was held in Springfield this week, Transportation Improvement Program for the airport, and Mike Perry from Chalmers will report on that Monday night. That's all we have, Your Honor.
Okay, report to city attorney, ordinances, resolution. Do we have an ordinance?
First ordinance is ordinance authorizing acceptance of water main easements from Alex Patelli et al. The first one's ordinance authorizing acceptance of water main easements from Alex Patelli et al. And Illinois Valley YMCA Incorporated.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the ordinance authorizing acceptance of water main easement from Alex Patelli and Illinois Valley YMCA Incorporated?
I'll make that a motion, Your Honor.
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Radke, to accept the ordinance as written in red for the water main easement from Alex Patelli and Illinois Valley YMCA. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk, call roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Ankewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Makocius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
The second ordinance tonight is an ordinance authorizing intergovernmental agreement by and between the Illinois Office of the Comptroller and the City of Peru, Illinois.
I'll make a motion to accept that ordinance as written and read.
Second, Your Honor. Have a motion by Alderman Ferrari, second by Alderman Nankiewicz to accept the ordinance as written and read. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll have a roll call vote. Clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Putoff.
Aye.
Mankiewicz.
Aye.
Ferrari.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Perez.
Aye.
Radke.
Aye.
Mazak.
Aye.
Motion approved.
I think that's all the ordinance.
Unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? New business. Do we have any new business?
Your Honor, I had a couple questions on the shopper bus. Clerk Bartley, how many citizens would you say average the shopper bus usage either per day? I know we do Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, the ridership's been good, so not always a full bus. I think the bus holds 14, but usually around 10.
Okay. Has the council received any feedback, any of the members of council from citizens of Peru, trying to get an idea of what they think of it?
When it's not running, we do.
We've ever gotten is when we threatened to get rid of it, one of the clients came in. That's the only feedback I remember.
Yeah.
I think that Alderman Perez, that our lease on the bus will be coming up this year at year's end. Last year we renewed a one-year lease with the bus that we had because the LaSalle County Transit Authority, or whatever name they're going to call themselves, was to be online about mid-year this year. Now that hasn't happened, and when that happens, it's going to be a state and federally funded transit authority that'll cover all the communities and almost provide a taxi service to a certain extent. If there's ever been any complaints on our services, that we try to be accommodating with regard to the route, but we're really not a taxi service.
Right.
And we don't take people out of the area, like to an appointment in Ottawa or Princeton or something like that, whereas the LaSalle County Transit Authority, if you had a court date in Ottawa and you called, they could make arrangements if enough time was given to get you to your court date in Ottawa.
I think it's a great program, and I know that the bus sits generally on the weekends, except for if maybe someone takes it on a trip for horticulturists, but other than that, it sits. And I was wondering if there's a chance to expand that program a little bit, maybe offer like a Saturday holiday ride program, maybe 2 Saturdays out of the month, if maybe the council would consider that. I think that, the citizens that currently use it, maybe some other ones, would take advantage of it. The wintertime, close to the holidays, get out of the house and maybe do some extra holiday or grocery shopping twice a month and leave that opportunity open to them. I'm thinking that there wouldn't be much of a charge, except for maybe a fuel charge. If the council agrees, I would be willing. I'm a professional driver, and I have a CDL, and I'm more than qualified. I'd be willing to donate my time 2 days a month, 2 Saturdays a month to do that. I followed the route on the internet and saw the route, and if that's something that the council would consider, I think it would be a great extra service, especially during the holidays, maybe a 3-month trial period from November through January, 2 Saturdays a month. I think that would be a great extra service for citizens that, really don't have any other means of transportation to the stores.
Clerk Bartley, could you put together a survey card to put on the bus to let the riders fill that out?
I'll talk to our driver. He'll get the feedback from them. I don't see how anybody'd be opposed to it. Certainly during the holidays, you're going to get good feedback for it. I mean, the challenge is, as the driver has right now, is to try to maintain the schedule that we have and go within the time frame and get people to and from. The more you loosen it up, the more requests are made.
Yeah, I think it's also important because the city has an investment into it that we try to drive in our city to recoup the sales tax. So I think that's an important point too.
Also, I had one other thing as far as properties, and we've been discussing. In fact, we open up the paper and we'll see, other communities are having the same issues as we are with the dilapidated properties. And, we've been discussing that, and in fact, we're working on it. And due to redistricting, we're going to be facing some other challenges with our wards and doing the streets and the curbs, and there's some other things that we want to do with our sidewalks. And there are many other things that I think that we have ideas and suggestions to move the city forward. And I would like to ask the council if we could possibly sit down and we talked about a strategic plan last summer, which we never really did much with. And I think it would be a great benefit to us with the amount of properties that we have that we're going to be looking to sell and the other properties that we have that are dilapidated, to be able to sit down at a round table and discuss a lot of these concerns and brainstorm on it. I really don't think a council meeting is the place to really have those kind of discussions, and we really can't get much done. It's just little snippets here and there. But I really feel that it would be very beneficial to all of us if we were able to do that, a special meeting and get some things going.
Well, with the budget process, we'll be starting, what, about the second week of December?
That's correct.
Okay, once we start that, once we see where we're at, we'll figure out, we had mentioned back months ago that we were going to put it in the budget, so we knew if we were going to spend 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever the number may be, then we can decide, how we're going to attack and where we're going to go. But we need a number to go on, because you can shoot for the moon, but you can only do what you can afford.
Right. And there are other things too. I noticed in the paper last night with Princeton, they did it, and they seem to have some pretty good success with having that roundtable special meeting. And I thought, why not shoot for it again and see if maybe we can do something on that. So other than that, I have nothing further.
Any other new business from anyone?
Your Honor, it might be under old business, but Gary Black was going to go, he's put together a bid package, I believe, for the roof at the mausoleum. It's looking like it's going to go over the $20,000 threshold. So I'd like to put it on the agenda for Monday night to go out for bids for the roof on the mausoleum, with the bids to be picked up here, the bid package from the superintendent or from the city clerk, and be returned by the 28th of November. Yes. If that's all right.
Any further new business?
Yes, Your Honor, I have one thing. A new addition to the website today. I communicated with Joanne Corretto, the LaSalle County Clerk, and there's a button on the website, right in the center of the website, that says, "Where do I vote?" So for any resident coming up to the Tuesday election, if you're unclear with the redistricting within the city of Peru or the county-wide redistricting, you just click on that button. It'll take you to the LaSalle County site, and then you type in your address, and it'll give you a map showing where you live and directions to your correct polling place and the address and phone number of the polling place. So it'll be a nice convenience for any resident that's unsure. A new resident, just type your address in there, and you can get the information. If you don't have the technology at home to do that, and you call the city clerk's office or the county clerk's office, we'll punch your address in and find out exactly where you need to go.
Clerk Bartley, also, I noticed on the website, the electronic recycling. Are we looking for more information or waiting for more information on that?
Yeah, I'm waiting for a flyer from our supplier on that, the company that's going to do it, Vintage Tech. But that is scheduled for November the 17th on a Saturday right here at the municipal building.
Thank you.
Have we ever looked into liquids, paints, thinners, things that you're not supposed to throw in landfills?
Well, the challenge is on the electronics recycling. There's something in it for the recyclers. As they break the material down, some of it has value that makes it worthwhile for them to set up their programs. Other items like old tube TVs don't have any value. But in the case of paints and different products like that, there isn't any value to anybody that offer. Usually those things are
didn't the county have that not too long ago?
Or funded through state or federal.
Out in front of Caris's. Maybe we could check with the county and see if there's anything available.
Okay, any proclamations?
No, Your Honor.
Petitions, communications?
No, Your Honor.
Let's see, I have one just came in today. It is with deep regret that I must resign my position on the Peru Library Board. I have enjoyed the challenge and hope I can return in the future. Sincerely, Mary Torson. So, once again, thank you, or first of all, thank you to Mary. She served on the library board quite a while and did a very good job. Today is the 31st. We'll do it for a month. So when is our meeting in the end of November?
28th.
The 28th. So on the 28th, we'll ask for letters of interest like we have on everything else, and the 28th will be the cutoff date, and then we'll have to start interviewing those that sent in letters of interest. Speaking of letters of interest, we have 0 so far on the Recreation Commission. That's been offered now for 2 weeks. I think we have 2 more weeks left, or maybe it's the 17th of this month, 14th, 17th, whatever the date of that, the middle of the month. Anyway, we have no letters of interest on the Recreation Board at this time. No further petitions,
No,
communications?
Your Honor.
We'll send a letter of thank you to Mary Torson. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? Mike?
Mike, can you come up, because
Yeah, we need
we're
to-
back on the video now. Let me get it squared away.
Thank you. My name is Mike Hart. On the internet agenda today, there was also a third ordinance.
It was tabled. The ordinance approving settlement agreement with T.J. Lambert Construction Incorporated, it was tabled. Okay. Any further public comment? There's no closed session scheduled. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved, Your Honor.
Been a motion by Alderman Radke, second by Alderman Nankiewicz for adjournment. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.